That's what we're talking about.
Alive, what a day to be alive.
What a day to be alive. Um, okay, so there's a couple things I want to figure out. Let me make sure this is working. For some reason, you're a black screen and you're not actually there. Let me make sure that's
Hmm.
real. I don't know why you wouldn't be there. Hmm. Okay.
I have to watch an ad before I can join the stream.
Well, yeah, you're giving me money. That's what's happening. I'm getting my zero point zero 0.01 cent. So
Nice.
good. Okay. I wonder why this is not happening. Let me.
Oh, there we go. Alive.
Yes. But are you on screen or is it a black thing?
I'm on screen. I look alive.
Oh,
I'm
you're
here.
there. Oh,
For me,
sick.
I'm here. I like the setup. It's a good
I
setup.
believe you. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty now. It used to be ugly because I didn't do anything, and then now I did something, and now it's pretty.
I think there's about a 10-second delay.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, it won't matter. Um. Okay, so um, today we're gonna rank emojis based on how cool we think they would be on a first date. Simple, easy,
Oh,
fun
I've become a
plan.
black box.
Oh, you did become a black box.
I just became a black box. So 10 seconds ago, I became a black box.
I see. I have to have you up the whole time. Okay, I'll do the intro again. um, Today we're gonna be ranking emojis based on how cool they would be on a first date. Um, the first thing we should do is we should name these tiers. I think we can do better than S, A, B, C, D. I think we should have some criteria. So I'm thinking like top tier is like would go on a second date. And
It
then
could just be. We could start the whatever it is with the letter that it would be. So S is for second.
that would be so hard.
A is for acceptable.
Ooh, this is good. Acceptable. Had
D is for
a fun night.
D is delinquent.
B is what?
I said D is delinquent.
Oh, D is delinquent. We should actually do F though if we can because people like having an F tier.
Mm, amazing.
Um, C would be um hmm
Fucked.
what?
As in just bad.
But what was the word you used?
Maybe we'll pick a different word. What about flop?
Flop. Flop. Oh, I heard what you said. I thought you started I thought you were talking about the C one instead of the F one. Flop.
Mm.
Flop. I'm warning my friends. Okay. Okay. Oh, I gotta fix you. You fell apart.
The clop. I'm cautioning my friends.
That's not bad. Not bad. Um, Sorry, I'm fixing you now because you fell apart. Let's just edit the hat a little bit.
I'm thinking some of these, a lot of these are going to be F.
No, yeah.
Maybe
So
most of them.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, so that's why we need C to also be bad. Like two different categories of bad.
Mm. Well, C could be cops. Call the cops. Except that's worse than
Cops
F.
being called. Hmm. Um. Coming home as fast as possible.
Good.
Okay. And then B would be um
Boring.
boring. I love it. Boring.
Straight mid.
This is perfect. These are good tiers. Let's
Boring.
see.
Forgot I went on a date.
Forgot it happened. Okay, so these are our five tiers. Second date likely all the way down to it's a flop, I'm warning my friends. And we're gonna rank all these face emojis on this list. And I don't know about you, but I'm a catch, and therefore, like, it's got to be a good first date. I I'm strict, and if I think I'm not having a good time, I'm not going on a second date. Simple enough. So it's got to be a good first date. I've got to be very happy about it for it to be actually S tier.
That's
Um,
why Henry brought me on, because I made sure to just prepare to make it clear that I have lots of experience in this realm.
exactly. I'm so glad that we both have so much experience in this realm. Let's run it. So the first thing we got, let's just jump in. These first 5 faces are all smiley faces. And when you look at the first one and you look at the second one, you just think the second one's better, right? And I feel like to me this is S tier. A simple S tier.
To me, the first one's a little creepy. It's like the face is smiling, but the eyes aren't smiling.
You're so right.
I think that's it.
Do we
It's a
agree
fake
this one's
smile.
S tier? I think if you're having a good
We
time,
agree.
it's got to
Yes.
be S tier. Then this
Sure.
one though, like you're saying, I think its eyes are dead, but sometimes I think that just because it's right next to this other one. Like if you look at them separately, I don't think it's that bad, but maybe it's just acceptable. Hmm.
Yeah, but watch this. I'm gonna smile without smiling with my eyes, and it's gonna be creepy.
Yeah, you look
I don't like
horrified.
happy. Yeah, you wouldn't want that, would you? I think that's a C.
You think
That's
it's a
a coming home.
C? Man, I would want to get away from that. I'm just so
That's a
nervous
dead
because there's so
inside.
many bad ones. Putting that in C.
C
Let's put it. How about we settle for B?
is fine. Forgot it happened. A little
Mm-hmm.
weird.
I think
Not a deal breaker.
I think this is S, and I think this is S.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they're made for. Like it
Yeah,
just is.
it makes sense that these first ones are so like are so good because a lot of the later ones will be poor. um, and I think this next one is probably also S. Laugh and having a good time.
Well, what is the situation here? Is this like, are you making this face? Is this, you're communicating, you're setting up a rendezvous, and you want to use this in your communications because then, maybe it's a little overzealous.
That's so real. I'm thinking this is the face that my date is making for the
Mm.
entire
So we
night.
can play it out. This is me. The entire night I'm making this face.
And I'm so down. I think that's S. I think it's an easy S.
If that works for you, then there we go.
We're running it S. 1 second. Let me press a button. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. So now we're starting to get into some of these other ones that are less clear cut. This person
Mm.
is not having a good time. We have failed them.
Are
So
they nervous? What's going on with that one?
yeah, they
Are they
seem
just
like
sweaty?
sweaty. I think we have other ones that are sweaty. I think this one's more like, yeah, I guess nervous is right, or pretending to have a good time.
Mm.
So probably just boring, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah. Hey,
Maybe they're
Saber.
just out in a very slight rain.
Maybe they're just out in a very slight rain. You're so right. That's
But that
true.
would also be boring. So
Yeah. True, true, true. Okay. These next two, you're having a great night. If my date is laughing the entire time, I consider that a success. All I believe in on a date is making them laugh, and if I haven't made them laugh, I think that's a failure. So to me, these ones are like the best of the best.
I think they're good. I'm not sure why the second one is. I'm not sure why both of them are crying out of the corners of their mouth. Seems a
That's a good point.
little strange.
Yeah, that is strange. I don't usually cry out of the corner of my mouth, but I'm okay if my date does. I can deal with that. Okay. The slight smile. I think this is textbook boring. I think they're just sitting there and smiling and nothing is going well.
Or just be, you can just more reserved. It's more like it's just chill. It's just what it is. Nah, but
Yeah.
look at that face. You're right.
That face is crazy to look at. Yeah, maybe they're just a little bit more introverted. I'm okay with an A. I can give it an A. I do think it is better than this face. I think this face is actually horrifying compared to this. All right. We've got the
Yeah, it
upside
looks a
down
little bit dead
face.
inside, but it doesn't look like a monster.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. This one is a
Down
monster.
face.
Yeah, the down face.
I don't know about you, but if I show up on a first date and that person is hanging upside down from the ceiling like a bat, that's an S tier.
To me,
That's a you got to come back at least for the intrigue.
I know you, Zach, and I know you think that's S tier. And I actually agree with you. I think that's so bold that it works. I think that is an S tier. I would love to walk into the restaurant and they're hanging from the pipes on their knees because like who could do that? That can only end well.
Yeah, you're never gonna meet another person like that, probably.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay,
I
now
guess
we've
it
got
could
a.
also mean if they're upside down, it could also mean you're the one who's upside down hanging from the pipes, so everyone else is upside down to you, in which case that's just acceptable.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. If you're upside down, then they're just this face. Then it's the same. Hmm. Your orientation
But then it
matters.
could also be for all of the emojis that you're both upside down in the restaurant for every single one of them.
Yeah, we're gonna assume that we're gonna
So
be
maybe we just
right
forget.
side up, but that is genius to think about that we're both upside down. Um, okay, let's go to the melting face. So, um, hmm,
What's gone wrong here?
I think this is our first flop. Like, I don't want their face to melt off. Is that crazy?
No, I think that's reasonable. I think it could be wrong for a couple of reasons. There could be acid involved. It could be they're a mannequin and they're made of wax, and you've sat down in front of the fireplace, which you thought was romantic, but actually it's just causing problems. Could be it's
Serious,
a
serious
snowman.
problems. Yeah, third-degree burns. Yeah, simple flop.
Simple flop.
The winking face. Hmm.
Could also be a little overzealous. Maybe that's acceptable.
I think acceptable is right. I'm not too. I don't need them to wink at me. I'd just prefer if they smiled. I think.
Unless you wink with both eyes, then that's a winner. If it's a double wink,
if
a
it's a
stop.
if it's a blink, I think that no, that's fine. A double wink, of course.
Blink is S tier.
You're so right. And speaking of S tier, I mean, this one's great.
Blushing one.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same as the last one. What are you so happy about? I haven't met this person for very long. What do you know?
That's so fair, but like I'm just gonna like pretend in my head that the reason they're so happy is me and the date. Like I feel like I gotta assume that their happiness is a result of my doing because it makes me feel good on the inside.
Yeah, well, of course, but then I don't know. I feel like it's too soon. You don't know who you are. You
Yeah,
can
I
put it
give it an
wherever you want.
acceptable. Acceptable is pretty good. I'm gonna go top. I'll go top of A. We'll do ordering within the
Sure.
tiers later.
Nice.
Okay, we've got a literal angel as the next one.
Mm. Or they're wearing a frisbee on their head.
I was thinking that maybe
You
they're
know
just
those
wearing a hat and it's just a weird
yeah,
hat.
those frisbees that don't have frizz in the middle and it's just like a ring,
Yeah, yeah, ring frisbee, totally.
basically. There's also I had a friend in high school who um long story, but as a part of the swim team, we are supposed to all dye our hair at the end. And uh he asked for blue frozen tips. I think that's what it's called. And the guy doing his hair was also on the swim team and didn't know what frozen tips were. And so he just, instead of like tipping the end of all of the hair, he just gave him a blue circle around his head. So it was shock white hair like Einstein with just a blue rim. And I think that was the best thing I'd ever seen. So I want to go S
I
tier.
I would date that guy, and therefore I think it's S tier.
And you'd be happy.
I'd be so happy. That's such a W. Um, okay, this is a little much to me. This is a little much on first date.
Yeah, I feel like it's what I was going for with the blushing one, except it's way worse.
Yeah, this is worse than the blushing one. I'm not sure how low we go. I'm thinking coming home. I think I want to get home. Like, I just want to get away from this person, distance myself from them.
Yeah, it's the first time you've met them is too much.
It's too much. I totally agree with you. And this next one is similar, probably the same.
Yeah, unless they're wearing those like heart sunglasses. Then they're being cool indoors by wearing sunglasses, because anyone who wears sunglasses indoors is cool.
Then they're
And
cool.
then maybe, yeah, then they're cool.
We're going to assume that that's not what the meaning of the emoji is. But if they were wearing heart sunglasses, I agree with you. Honestly, S tier. I mean, those sunglasses sound dope.
Yeah,
I think I own those. Give me 1 second.
I think you do. I think we've both worn those before.
Yeah, I think I do. I think they're not in my room, though. So I'll give up for now.
You can't be
Okay.
cool indoors.
Yeah, I'm no cool indoors, apparently. Now we've got star eyes. How do you interpret this emoji?
I don't even know what that means. Is it like starstruck? Is it like, my eyes are burning out? All I can see is stars? Is it exploding eyeballs?
Yeah, it is hard to interpret whether, again, obviously, cool sunglasses, S tier. But if it's like their eyes burning out, I think that's a flop to me. I don't want the date's eyes to burn out.
Unless you are ugly and then it benefits you because they don't have to look at you anymore. You've removed that part of the equation.
And I think, luckily, I don't have to deal with that. So,
Wow, all right.
no, I think
Arrogant.
there's. I think we should interpret this as starstruck, and I think that that's again. I distance myself. I don't think I want to be near that.
Yeah, I think that can cause problems.
Coming home now. These next five emojis,
Mm.
specifically, let me move this one out of the way. These four emojis are clearly trying to convey a kiss. Now, kissing on the first date, I think can be acceptable. But I think the heart is too much. I think similar to these guys, this is too committal too fast, whereas these ones
Mm.
are less committal early on.
The second one just looks like a bald monkey to me.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
a
what's
good
going
point.
on there.
The second one has nothing behind it.
You're just a chimp.
I actually am horrified by this. I think this one's a flop. I think this one is getaway. And to me, I think these two maybe second date likely. Like if this is happening, I'd assume I'm doing the same face and then it'll work out well.
But what if one of you is doing one of them and then the other one is doing that one in the flop tier and you're just
Yeah.
chimping?
Then it's clear that it's not a
You
second
got a
date
problem.
likely. But I think if my date is doing this, it's more likely that I go on a second date with them. I think these two are W's.
I think the next one also goes up in S.
I think you're so right. This is an S tier. This is a good face. They seem to be having a great time. I think that one's clear cut.
Now the happy crying one is interesting.
Now they're
What's
crying
going
and
on
then
there?
they're smiling. What could have
The
caused
eyes are
this?
It's a slightly smaller smile than the one up in A.
To me, it's like a
Maybe they're happy.
pretending to smile.
Hmm. Maybe they're happy because the food is good, or maybe the food is spicy.
That's so real. Maybe they like spicy food, but they're not very tolerant.
Hmm. I can relate to that.
I think more likely is that they're crying. You made them cry, and I think to me that's probably a coming home or a flop.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with.
Yeah, it's hard to consider all options. I think we got to consider the most likely option, and yeah, I think that's a flop. I don't think we want to make them cry.
The next one is just you're just enjoying your food. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
this
all
is
that
the
is.
food tastes good, and this that your date has enjoyed the restaurant you went to, and that
Mhm.
honestly gives me no context as to whether I want a second date with them.
I think it doesn't matter. I think it's acceptable. You had fun. You had good food,
I think you're right.
and
It
that's
was
all. You
definitely
don't.
a fun
Doesn't matter
date.
who.
They enjoyed their food. You probably did too. You brought them there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you were with. It's just good sushi.
Such good sushi. Now the next one I think is actually horrifying. Um, I couldn't imagine being on a date with someone who's making that face. Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna just throw that over here. I don't want to be anywhere near them for the rest of my life, honestly.
It reminds me of like a, I don't know, Gila lizard or something. Can't explain why.
Can't explain. No, of course not. That'd be too hard to explain. You're right. That's our bad for thinking you would. Now this next one, I think, and this other one are them being silly goofy. And I think silly goofy is a good quality on a date, but to me, this means they're being silly goofy the whole time, and I'm not sure I could take that.
Hmm. I think it could either be very good or it could be very bad. They're either fun or they're just bonkers.
Yeah. I think to me, these are you have one fun night. I think that's what these two are saying to me. And if they're the best kind of goofy, then it's a second date likely. But if they're a bad kind of, then you probably more like coming home.
Yeah, I think A is good for that.
I think that makes sense.
I feel like looking at this, I feel like we need to make a. Can we make a new category? Is that
Yeah,
possible? I think we need something
yeah.
below F
Below
for
F,
the two in the
yes.
middle there. The Gila monster one and the chimp. Those are just not. That's beyond warning your friends. That's like, I don't know, running for help, getting restraining order because this person's just crazy. That's when you employ your self defense classes from the jujitsu you took in fourth grade.
So we're gonna call it um, get
Inhuman.
away as fast as possible. Something like that. How can we be
Yeah,
more
you're.
extreme? Maybe we need to be more extreme.
Yeah, you're just pepper spray. Maybe
Yeah,
that's it.
pepper spray. Yeah, simple. Pepper spray. This is for some of the later ones that we're gonna have. This pepper spray tier.
I think. Yeah, looking ahead, there's some interesting ones that could use that.
Totally agree. Okay, we've got another one of these tongue out emojis. And I'm not sure how to react to this one, but my gut says coming home.
I feel like it's kind of the same as the weird eyeball ones, the goofy ones with the tongue out.
Hmm. It'd be hard to watch someone go like the whole night. It's a long time.
I would hope you're not making any of these faces for literally the whole night,
Yeah.
because that would
No,
be
that'd
just
probably hurt
painful
your
for both of
face,
you.
honestly. It'd be a workout.
Yeah.
Um, I think A works for this one. I think you're right. I think A works for this
Also, if you've got your tongue out the whole night, you're not eating your food very well unless you're like lapping it up like a dog. You've got problems.
one. Yeah, that would be a that would be a problem. You're right. Um, okay, the next one.
Mm.
To me, they seem like a gold digger.
Or they're made of money. If I stick my tongue out and it has money on it, either I'm Pinocchio or I don't know, something's going well for me where I just keep money in my mouth because you never know when you might need it.
Have you ever kept money in your mouth because you never know when you might need it?
No, but I'm not rich. So maybe someone who was, they're like, I don't want to be robbed. And maybe it's a dangerous area. And but you chose, but it's a good restaurant. It's a good restaurant in the middle of like a graveyard at night or something. So it's spooky. You don't feel safe. So you keep your money in your mouth so that if you get robbed, someone's like, just stick up, give me your wallet. You're like, oh. And then you just keep your money in your mouth, and they think you don't have anything on you. Um,
Mouth, we can't deny, is a safe place to store your money. But I'm not sure it's a smart place to store my money, and therefore, I think that is a detriment to my opinion of my date.
hmm,
I think if they're made of
fair
money
analysis.
and they're very rich, I think a second date could be likely. Nobody can deny money is a desirable thing to have. But I think if they're either a gold digger or they're money mouth storer, I think we gotta go home.
I guess their eyes are money too. If your eyes are made of coins and your tongue is a dollar bill, it'd be kind of scary.
I think given all interpretations, I'll just go boring. I think it's just boring. I think you move on.
Yeah.
All right, we got some good ones coming up. This one to me is like a is I wasn't thinking about it like that. I was more thinking about it like a hug.
Oh, I thought it was like giving something, like showing something, like ta-da.
Mm, yeah. And I'd be fine with that too. I think both of those would to me are an S.
An S. If someone does jazz hands or gives you something, that's an automatic win for you?
Yeah. And you're
Here,
crazy
let's
to
see.
think not.
I'll see if I can find a gift for you, and we'll play it out.
Perfect, perfect. But also we should like at least address that the hug interpretation is an S. Like that I think that's the best way to end a date is with a hug. Like I think that's such a W. So, if it's a hug, it's an S, but if it's giving a gift with jazz hands,
All right, yeah, I've got a gift for you. Are you ready for it?
mhm.
You got to guess what it is.
I'm going to guess it's a bag of dice with many different types of sides and colors.
Ooh, ta-da! Can you see it?
It's
It's a
a
headlamp.
headlamp.
It's a headlamp. So
Headlamp.
you lose. You don't get it. Sorry.
Now I'm upset I lost the game and I'm pepper spraying them out of revenge. Simple
Oh
as
no.
that. That's how it is. Okay, so moving on. This one, they're a little shy, but they seem like they're having a good time,
Hmm.
and I think that's S tier. And this next one is they can't speak.
There is no mouth. That first one, there's a mouth behind the hand. The second one, there is no mouth.
There is no mouth. They were born mouthless, and I don't think we should necessarily hold that against them.
I think we should.
Okay, let's hold it against them. I think it'd be
If you
boring.
if they agreed to go on a dinner date with you, and they don't have a mouth, there's a problem. I think
Yeah,
there's
what are they
unrealistic
ordering?
expectations.
Are they ordering the most expensive thing on the menu just to like rob you, or are they like, you know what? I'll stick with just a few bites of Brussels sprouts.
Hmm. Except, how would they get even those bites of Brussels sprouts? You like pop them in through the eyes? Do they?
No, I think they
Like them up
wouldn't eat
through a
them, but they're
straw?
just ordering something small to be like courteous.
Just like push it into the face? Yeah. Okay.
I think it's boring. Boring.
Boring.
Okay, now we're playing peekaboo.
Mm.
Have you ever played peekaboo on a first date?
No.
So I think neither of us can, because I haven't either. I think neither of us can truly speak to how successful that would end up.
Wouldn't it be crazy if I said yes?
It would have been awesome. I would have lost my mind. It would have been it would have been crazy. Um, I, peekaboo on a first date. I think I'm coming home.
And Peekaboo is designed for small children who don't have uh, permanent object memory,
Right.
right?
And because I, as a 22-year-old man, do have object permanence, I think I'd feel a little
Mm.
disrespected.
Yeah, or it could cause problems in the future because then once you leave, you're gone. They don't remember
Hmm.
you exist.
Yeah, you're saying that it's possible they don't have object permanence by
Hmm.
their using
That's
of
why they got
peekaboo.
it's a surprise. It might not even be your first date. It could be number 4. They don't know.
I think it's a flop. I think it's that bad.
Go with flop.
Now we've got someone hiding a secret from you.
I think it really depends what the secret is. Or did they not tell you? They're just telling you they have a secret, but they're not going to tell you what it is.
Or you happen to choose a first date in the library, which case this is the perfect face the whole time.
The whole time, just yeah.
hmm. Library
I
date
think I
or
think the
secret?
secret's more interesting.
Yeah, I think the
Library
secret is
date
more
just sounds
interesting.
boring straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
That was a poor choice by you, actually.
Yeah, you're both just sitting there reading books. Why?
So we're feeling the secret interpretation. I'm thinking they tell you the secret. Like, or what kind of secrets could they have that they're talking to you about them on the first date?
Mm.
Like, secretly, secretly we have the same dad. Like what kind of secrets are we talking
That
about?
well, that would be an F for sure. I mean, that's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker. I agree with you on that.
And if they're telling you that in secret after you've already gone on a date, then maybe that's a pepper spray. They knew what was coming, and there's a problem.
Yeah, the fact that they agreed to it in the first place is horrifying and illegal, I think. So, um, yeah, you know what? Let's go pepper spray based on that
Pepper
one
spray
secret.
because of incest.
Exactly, because of
All right,
incest. Now we've got the
thinking.
most used emoji in the Apple keyboard.
Really?
I believe so. I believe so.
Huh.
And I think it's because it has a couple interpretations. You could be thinking about something, you could be looking back on something, could be suggesting something.
I've always thought of it as being kind of quizzical. For like, um, like if someone's like, if I'm gonna throw an onion ring around the neck of that pigeon, because if you do, you win that pigeon. And I might go, I might think about that for a minute, and I might try it.
Throwing onion rings around pigeons sounds like a wonderful pastime.
Yeah, I
And
think if I did that that's an S.
yeah, I think if my date is considering the act of throwing onion rings around pigeons to win said pigeons, I think that's a wonderful first date idea. I think you have a blast doing
Especially
that.
if you actually do it and then you win the pigeon.
If you win
Then
the
that's like a
pigeon,
double S.
it's the top of S tier, but I think just the action alone, it's like solid high S tier.
Yeah, it's you tried.
If you win the
It's like
pigeon, you might propose on the spot.
to the pigeon.
To the pigeon that you own now. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. All right, this next one. Um,
Yeah, what's
hmm.
going on? Is this a salute? So is it military? Is it like, oh, they're about to go off into service, and so you're trying to arrange something before they leave? Is it it's just very bright, you're trying to see?
I didn't think about the bright interpretation. I was thinking about military, and I was thinking of just like another way to say goodbye. So long.
Hmm.
And if they're saying so long immediately, you're really trying to get out of there, then I think that's a flop. But I think if military personnel, I have respect for them, it would be a little strange for them to salute in the middle of our first date multiple
It
times.
would. I feel like maybe it's a C. Maybe it's like a it's clearly a goodbye,
Yep.
I feel like.
I think it's a
But it's not
goodbye.
like a
And if they're saying
yeah.
goodbye, I'll go home.
It has respect in it. It's a respectful goodbye.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
I feel like it goes above, maybe top of C.
Yeah, I'm getting away from these people. So I think top of C makes sense. Now we've got
You,
zipper closed mouth.
hmm,
Hmm.
something's gone wrong.
Something's gone awry. They have a zipper instead of a mouth.
Or we go on a date and I zip your mouth closed. With a zipper. I just tape a zipper to your face. Then every time you want to speak, you have to unzip the zipper, say something, and then you can zip it back up again.
Why would you ever zip it back up again? Why wouldn't you just leave it open so you always have the option to talk?
Well, if you were going to do that, then why would you put the zipper on your face in the first place? At that point, just I don't know, stick it on your
Yeah, then
shoulder or
the
something.
usefulness of the zipper has vanished, and suddenly you've done something pointless. And I don't do pointless things, so that would mean that they must be zipping it back up each time. I understand that. I think it would be inconvenient. I think it would make conversation a little slow, and I'd be worried that they'd get kind of lazy talking wise. Like they just get like too tired to be able to continue repeating that same action over and over and actually talking to me.
Do you get tired by undoing zippers? Oh, I need my morning workout. Let me go find my backpack. Shh. All right,
Yeah, you gotta
enough.
have crazy forearms. I think it's boring. I think it's just really slow.
Yeah, I'll go with boring. We've got a lot of emojis to go through here.
Yeah, we're maybe halfway through. Probably a little less. It's been like what, 40 minutes? We're making good time.
Alrighty.
Hmm. So we've got this Disney villain face. I feel like all Disney villains go like this in their movies, and
Hmm.
I never thought of it as a villainous face. But then you watch enough of them, and they really try and Pavlov's dogs you, like just make you see that face and think villain. But honestly, I don't think it's that bad of a face.
No, I think it's a quizzical face. I think villains often have that because they have weird eyebrows. I think because evil eyebrows makes you a villain. It's all in the eyebrows.
It's always
It's
all
not their
been in
fault.
the eyebrows.
Hmm.
And I think this person is not a villain. To me, I see this as they are interested and skeptical in what you say. And I think that clearly shows that they're paying attention, which is strong.
They're paying attention, but they don't seem terribly pleased about it.
No. And so I think it's an A or a B.
Hmm. I think forget the onion ring and pigeon thing. If you start throwing onion rings at the other person, then I'd make that face. That's a that face moment.
That's a you tried to throw an onion ring around my head, and my head is like a foot in diameter, but your onion ring is 2 inches in diameter, or 4 inches in diameter. So like it wasn't gonna work, and it was bold of you to even try.
Yeah, bold is a good word. Ambitious, maybe.
Extremely ambitious. I think it's a little boring.
Yeah, it's not coming home as fast as possible. So yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not coming
End of
home.
B.
Now this next face is boring. They're
It's the
clearly
definition of boring.
very boring. Either they think
No
you're boring
complexion.
or you think they're boring, but it's gonna be a boring date.
Yeah, nothing's going on.
And the next one even more so.
And I don't know. The next one is like reminds me of a robot.
Oh, you think they're gonna beep boop you?
It might be Boop You, or it also kind of looks like a game of Pong or um uh bricks. What's that one where you?
It
It's
does
like
look like
Pong,
a
but you're playing against
stage
bricks.
in Super Smash Brothers.
Yes, I think if you end the date playing Smash, that's good.
I would love to end a date playing Smash, and I don't want my date's face to look like Final Destination. I think that's fair of me.
Mm.
Can you imagine looking at your date's face and instead of seeing their face, like on their face, it's a picture of small battlefield from Super Smash Brothers? I think it doesn't work.
It wouldn't work, but it'd be interesting. I don't think it's boring.
Maybe it wouldn't be
I don't know
boring.
that I'm coming home either. Do we need a new spot?
Hmm. What would be our new spot?
It's not acceptable, but it's not boring. It
So more
could just be the
like,
final destination spot.
let's see, add a row below. We were definitely both there. Let's see. I'll fix some colors while we think of a better name for that.
Hmm. So you didn't have fun, but you didn't forget that it happened. Memorable? Memorable feels. Oh no, maybe not memorable.
We went out, had a time, and went home.
I feel like that's more boring to me though.
Yeah. It's more like hmm.
Also, kind of looks like the double slit experiment,
Oh,
like
we're
someone
measuring
trying to teach waves.
diffraction now. Wow. We're
Yeah,
talking
can do a lot with that face.
yeah, we're talking positive interference or something. I think we
Ooh,
can
yes.
ignore that interpretation
I,
because it makes me sad.
oh, I actually think that's a great name for the category: positive interference.
You're so right.
I,
Positive
I think it sums it up well.
interference. And why is it doing that? Positive interference. Huh. I wonder why it's doing that. Whatever. We'll just leave it. Positive interference. Do we want to move any of these to positive interference? Maybe this
Hmm.
one?
Which one? The stream's a bit behind, so I can't tell which one you're pointing.
Money bags?
Ooh. Yeah, that could be positive interference.
Maybe I can just share my screen. I can. Oh, that's good. Oh, but now you're gone. Let me put you back.
Yeah, it's okay. I can just watch the stream. That works.
Yeah, we're good
I
now.
just don't know which one you're pointing to unless you describe it.
Sure. Okay, I think we leave it like that for now. Oh, this does bother me.
Amazing.
Why is it doing this? This one. Got no mouth again. Classic no mouther. We've already dealt
Yeah,
with this. It's
boring.
no wait, boring. Yeah. It's right here. Just another no mouther. These guys aren't even proving that they have hands.
Yeah, true. It might not have. It might only be eyes.
It might be. All right, we've got this next one. I think this is that they ghosted you. They told you they'd
Yeah, they
come,
didn't show up.
and then they didn't come. And I think therefore it's be boring. I think Chad is right. I think it's boring.
Yeah,
They didn't show up, and you're like, damn, that's annoying. I mean, you are
you're not
coming
coming
home
home as
though.
fast as possible.
You are coming
Yeah, you
home
might. I
actually.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're coming home. You're going home. You have to go home.
yeah, you might still sit there and eat on your own. Might still be a good restaurant.
Yeah, it depends on the restaurant. I've never
The
eaten at
next
a
one is
restaurant
that
alone. Have you ever eaten at a restaurant
I
alone?
I did once and it was weird. I didn't like it. It was on a research trip, um, from college, and it was just me going on the research trip. So I just like had breakfast in a breakfast place alone, and it felt so weird. Then next day I just went to the grocery store and got granola bars and called it a day. That's so
Yeah.
much better.
Actually scares me to go to a place alone. I think I'd start driving myself crazy. The next one. They're vaping the whole time.
Mm, that's a red flag.
It's a red flag to be vaping that much. You shouldn't be have a
Or
cloud of smoke around you.
also just be covered in shaving cream. They're running late. They've got a very hairy face and didn't have time to get it all off.
They didn't have time to get it off. They took a taxi and they put the shaving cream on in the taxi, ready to
Classic
shave it,
mistake.
and then suddenly they arrived.
Yeah, or like you shave half your beard and then you realize that you don't have time to shave the other half, but you want to show up with half a beard. So you just leave the shaving cream on so no one can tell.
Now, I think the shaving cream situation is forgivable but concerning. And I think the
Yeah.
vaping situation is much more concerning because it like you have to try hard to be able to create that much smoke.
Mm. I think the
I
shaving cream moment is forgivable as a person, but concerning as a partner. Vaping is more just concerning in general.
I think it's a flop. I think it's
Yeah,
a
I'd go
flop.
with flop. The other way I was thinking about interpreting that one is they pretend to ghost you, and they sit at a different table with someone else and just watch you there alone. They're like there, but they're hiding,
Hmm.
which is also a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. Still flop. Still definitely a flop. So I think we're right there. Okay, now these next two, we got the major side eye. Um, this one is trying really hard. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
I feel like that's the
uncomfortable.
same vibe as the other ones in C.
Yeah, look, trying a little too hard, and I think I need to get some distance away from you. That we can't run that. And this one is terrible. I don't think it's pepper spray because I don't think like they've done anything wrong, but I think they're
Mhm.
clearly that I don't know. Nothing's good is happening
They're
here.
just disgusted. Yeah, it's coming home as fast as possible, not because you're scared for your life or something, just because you don't want to be around them.
But this one I think is a flop. Like like I would tell my friends like I had an awful time.
Yeah, 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 that's fair.
All right, we've got looking up face. Looking up.
I mean, that's sort of similar. It's just they're not interested in what you have to say, or the ceiling is very interesting.
Yeah,
Or again, you're
I think you're
upside
either
down
at
and
like
gravity is taking a toll on their pupils.
yeah, I think you're either at like Grand Central Station or Sistine Chapel, and I think what they're doing is perfectly acceptable. But I think if you're at a restaurant, I think it's boring and you're coming home. I think you're coming home.
Yeah, I've never eaten at the Sistine Chapel
I haven't either, but I would, for the record. Definitely would.
for sure.
All right, this
Next one is
one.
definition of
Ooh.
F or P.
Yeah, I think I think it's an F. Man, I think it's an F. I think we have P's coming later. I think that's an F.
Hmm.
I don't want to spend time with them. Simple.
Or maybe they just have really, really white teeth. They brush really well, and they just want to show you.
If they're showing off their extremely white teeth, I also don't want that. And so I think F is acceptable.
I agree.
Now this
The
next
next, I love
one,
the next one.
the next one I think they drugged you. And now if you look
Oh,
at their face, it's blurry and wrong.
interesting interpretation. I just thought it was a fun emoji,
Hmm.
just from a I don't know visual perspective. It's the most exciting one so far.
It is the
Like
coolest looking emoji so far. Maybe
the only blurry
except
one.
yeah. I mean it's a great emoji. Even though I have no idea how I would ever use it. I like looking at it.
Yeah, if I was having a conversation with someone about how I was a ping pong ball and then they pretended to whack me, that's the emoji I would use. Otherwise, I don't know how I'd use it.
Yeah, it'd be hard to use outside of ping pong context. I think it's a P. I think if we go with the drugged interpretation, which I think is the only interpretation other than ping pong that's reasonable, I think we pepper spray them if they drugged us.
Yeah, yeah, I think ping pong is strong, roofing is not strong.
Yeah. So the next one, the next one is relief.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
I
To
thought they
me,
were
it looks
cold.
like relief.
Hmm,
Like a,
like a few.
yeah, like a either I just got away with that, or thank God got him out of there, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that also sounds like an F or a P.
I think it's an F. I think it's an F. Now we got a liar or
Yeah,
big nose. More likely,
or just a
liar.
really big nose.
Yeah, yeah. And but if it's that big, that'd be crazy. I think we
I mean, that
gotta.
would be interference,
I think we should go with
but not
liar.
positive interference.
Yeah, you're right. I think we should go with liar because I think it's a more fun interpretation.
Yeah, we can go with liar. I like that. I think
So
that's
they're
just
lying.
either B or C.
I think it's a B. You know I like lying. So I think lying I think it's probably boring.
You told me you hated lying.
So the next one is a smiling face, but how do you interpret that face?
They're very pleased with themselves.
Yeah.
Very smug.
It's almost like they have three eyes or three mouths.
That's true. They have no eyes and just three mouths.
They have no eyes and three mouths, and
I think it
you
is
don't
actually the
know
same
that.
shape.
They're the exact same shape. But you don't know that when you talk to them. When you first meet them, you think also that they're two eyes and a mouth. And then they open their left mouth and you and you get really scared.
That's positive interference. That's you've got a story to tell.
That's positive interference. I can't wait to tell my friends about this three-mouthed figure that I had a relationship with briefly. The next one is
Amazing.
sad.
Yeah, that's just not good. And the
Yeah,
one
it's just
after
not
that
good.
has a truly massive snot bubble or tear
Real
coming out of their
massive
nose. Oh,
snot bubble, and I don't
yeah.
want either of those things. I think I'm coming home on the sad face, and I think it's a big flop with a big snot.
Yeah, both of those are flops.
Now we've got a drooling face.
This one reminds me of ooh, what's it called? Spirited Away. There's that
It,
face.
yeah,
I don't know if it has a drool.
no face.
That's what it reminds me of.
Is that what we're talking about?
Maybe no fat. Maybe there's another one. There's like one in a kitchen or something. Reminds me of one of them.
I know what you're talking about. Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, I
I don't
wouldn't
think
want
it
to.
helps
Wouldn't
me
want to.
interpret how I'm gonna handle this situation.
No, I think I wouldn't like it.
I think I wouldn't like it. I think they're more excited than I am. They're gonna really like their meal, and then we're gonna
Mm,
and then we're gonna get away from each other. I think I'd go boring though. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily rushing home.
I might go see. If they're like a starfish and they're drooling because they're like sticking their stomach out of their mouth because they have to digest things outside of them and then bring it in, that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I didn't think about that starfish outward stomach situation, but I think that does bring it down to C, thinking about that.
Just think about it. And that doesn't have to be real. Just thinking about it brings it
Just
down.
thinking about it makes me a little bit sadder, and that's just like this I missed your gift of a headlamp, and this is immediately a P. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
All right, we're starting to get into some of the weirder ones that are less likely to perform well, in my opinion.
I don't know what you're
Um,
talking about. If you fall asleep, yeah, no, that's bad.
yeah,
That's a
sleep
well, you're not
bad.
coming home as fast as possible because you're asleep.
You're boring.
You're not gonna
It's
warn your
boring. It's
friends because
boring.
you're
It's real
asleep.
boring.
Boring.
It's so boring.
It is boring.
Boring. Okay, the next one they've got a surgical mask. Either they just rushed over from their surgeon table as a surgeon, or they should
Mm.
definitely not be there.
I agree. If you're in that situation and you're wearing a mask, you should either not be in the situation or you should not be wearing a mask. There's no situation where both would make sense.
You're right. You're totally right. The only situation it's allowed is that this is October of 2020. Then I think it's pretty normal, but it is still desperate to be going out at that time.
October? Maybe like March. Maybe like March or April. Like it started to happen. No one really knows what's going on. They're not too worried. I guess that'd be 2019. That's not 2020. Um, you're
No.
like maybe a little concerned, so you're playing the part, but you don't really know
Hmm.
what the real risk is.
I still think you mean 2020 though. 20 like March 2020 is when we were sent home.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but regardless, this is a flop. I would warn my friends of this.
Hmm.
It's
I would
just,
consider it more boring personally. I don't feel like that's a like stay away. It's just a you're not very interesting.
I think to me, it's a stay away. I want to stay away
More
from you.
endangerment.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Now this one, it's either a flop or a pepper spray. I mean, I know you're going home quickly, but it's worse than that. I think
Or you've decided to eat out and you're eating mercury.
you
You're just
could be
eating
eating mercury,
thermometer.
also a flop. If you're eating mere mercury.
But people used to do that. They used to take Quicksilver tablets and then they'd like fish them out of their poop and then they'd eat them again because I thought it was good for their health. That's true.
I didn't know that, but it is not good for your health. We can admit
Yeah, it
this.
isn't. You're right.
To
It's
everyone
still
at
bad.
home, do not eat mercury. Smiley face.
Yeah, thermometers also don't have mercury in them anymore. But still,
And that's why this is a flop.
I go with flop.
Flop. This one
Next,
also a flop. Things
yeah,
went poorly.
yep, fair enough.
Simple. Flop, flop, flop.
Yeah, all the sick ones are just flop. Didn't have a good time.
Ooh.
Well, flop. I don't know if you're warning your friends. Maybe you're warning your friends not to go to the restaurant. Give you food poisoning. Give you uncooked shrimp
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
You warn your friends that the salmon was cooked for 4 seconds and you needed it 4 minutes.
Mm. I think you can eat raw salmon though, can't you? You could probably eat raw shrimp too. I think you could probably eat raw lots of things.
Yeah, you're right.
All right,
Now this getting
next
hot
one.
face. Sweaty, hot, I think is undesirable. I think we're clearly expecting the context to be at a restaurant, and I don't want this at the restaurant unless, as we've discussed, spicy food. I mean, if it's spicy, then this is a
It could
totally
mean
normal
spicy food.
reaction.
Yeah, very fair.
So it depends on your interpretation. Is this spicy restaurant or not spicy restaurant? And I like spicy food a lot, and I think it'd be totally reasonable for me to bring someone to a spicy restaurant. In which case, this is a fine, acceptable, fun night.
Yeah, I think that might be A. I feel like if someone is dying that much, then there's a breakdown. Someone claimed they could have handled more spice than they could have. There's a pride factor there, but
Mm-hmm.
that's their
And it's
problem.
fun to make fun of them for being prideful and wrong.
Yeah, then you're having a fun night because of that.
Exactly, exactly. Whereas this next one is harder to justify based on restaurant choice.
Going out to eat ice cream.
Yeah, you're going out to eat ice cream
Brain
in
food.
12-degree weather. That's
Yeah.
that's what it looks like to me.
After coming out of the shower and just staying wet.
Yeah, you didn't want to use a towel. Your towel was dirty, and you figured rather than use a towel, you just walk outside.
You just roll in the snow. Yeah.
And that's a
That's
flop.
that's a flop. I'm warning my friends to towel off after coming out of the shower.
Now, this next phase is a
Might be
lot.
the craziest one.
It's a
Yeah,
lot to
there's a
take
lot
in.
going on.
We've got to unpack that. Um,
Reminds me of a deflated balloon.
ooh, yeah, deflated balloon could make sense. Um, I wouldn't like a date with a deflated balloon.
I mean, I've gone on a date with a cardboard man, so I think it could honestly be kind of fun to go with a balloon
You are more
and then
experienced
watch it slowly.
than me in the cardboard man cutout scene. And I think people in that realm would be proud of their choices, and some of them would experiment. And maybe they'd go deflated balloon. I would guess that wouldn't be the first route they would choose from cardboard to balloon, but it's not the most unheard of route.
I think it'd be kind of funny to watch the balloon just slowly deflate over the course of the night.
Sounds like a positive interference.
Other interference, sure. I like it.
Amazing. Now we've got someone who
Died.
died. They died on your date.
It's
And
not a pepper spray. It's just a
yeah, I wouldn't use pepper
game
spray
over.
while they're down. It's just a flop. It's a real bad flop.
If someone dies, that's not a flop. That's a that's worse than a flop.
Yeah, it is worse than a flop, but we're gonna make another tier at this point.
Maybe another one for uh, being deceased.
Nah, let's just leave it as a flop. It's just a really, really bad flop.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, they're dizzy. They're dizzy and out,
Or they're hypnotized.
or they're hypnotized. Are you a hypnotist?
Both bad. I no.
I am not either, and therefore I think it'd be unlikely for my date to get hypnotized.
Hmm. It would be a hell of a coincidence.
Could have to be
I
really
wonder.
easily hypnotized, like hypnotized by like most things.
Yeah, I wonder if that's something you could do on accident. Like if you weren't intending to, and you were just talking to someone, and they were really relaxed or something.
I don't know. I don't even understand hypnotism. Like
Neither do I.
we've seen it happen. We've been to a hypnotist show, and it looked real. Like I wouldn't think any of the students we were watching were faking it, but 11 students were talked to by this guy, and then he said sleep, and then their heads just dropped.
Yeah. No, I used to think it was total bogus, and then we saw the show. I totally believe it now. I don't understand at all how it works. I
Yeah,
believe that it's real.
I totally agree with you in all of those aspects. Um, I think they. This is a really hard one. I kind of think I'm coming home.
Yeah, something's not right.
Oh, what's up, Nick? Nick was at the show with us.
Cool.
Nick, the guy we hung out on what the last night, the night before the last night. You know Nick. I just didn't want to say a last name.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Gotcha.
What's up, Nick?
What's up?
I think I'm coming home. I don't think I want to be by this person.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. Speaking of problems,
This is a problem. Something something groundbreaking has occurred. Something head breaking has occurred. You gotta get out of there.
or you really like cauliflower. That could be a cauliflower coming out of the head.
It's a flop. Cauliflower or not, it's a flop.
Yeah.
I don't want
Uh,
someone that obsessed
I,
with cauliflower.
I think it's second only to the dead one.
You're
Like you
right.
might still be, or maybe it's worse because you're dead, but it happened deliberately.
Well, maybe deliberately. Maybe not.
Yeah, we don't know that. All right.
We got a cowboy. Cowboy. Cowboys are cool.
Mm,
I like cowboys.
yeah, I
S
think
tier.
I. Yeah, I agree. I need to change hats for this one. Just gotta. There we go.
The cowboy expert and I believe that cowboys are S tier, and it'd be fun to go on dates with them.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wear the headphones with this. Gonna make it work.
You're gonna make it
Actually, not.
work. It's their birthday! Yippee! Going out with someone on your first date, their first date, it's on their birthday. I personally wouldn't choose to do that. I like celebrating my birthday with the homies and the family and the people who I know I'll have a great time with. But maybe this person wants to have one fun experience trying something new, and then afterwards they can go hang out with friends and family, whatever they want to do. I don't disrespect someone who chooses this, but I think I wouldn't choose this, and I think I'm in the majority. I think most people wouldn't go on a first date on their birthday.
Yeah, I think based on the shape of the it looks like they're having fun. It looks like it's worked out decently well.
You're
Either it went
right.
really bad and now they get to laugh about it with their friends afterwards, or maybe it's actually going well. I feel like that's acceptable
I think we
and
had a
positive.
fun night.
Yeah, for sure.
um
Any night that involves a
okay, this
kazoo.
next one, are they
I
disclosing
saw a man
themselves?
that looked like that.
You've
I
met
was in
someone
the
that looked like
airport.
that?
I didn't meet him. I saw him in the airport and I did a double take. It was genuinely he had those glasses, same eyebrows, same mustache. It was that person. It was the person that face was modeled after. He's real.
Did
He's
you
out there.
like him?
I was amazed. I mean, he's a celebrity. Of course, I liked him. I didn't talk to him. I just sort of saw him in passing.
Sounds like an A
But
tier.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
running.
definitely.
That's a cool guy. We'll call him Steven. Steven's cool.
Steven's too generic a name. It's got to be like
Hmm. More like
uh
Quindle.
Quindle. Oh my God, Quindle is the perfect name for this.
So that's Quindle, and we're gonna leave him there. All right,
Next one,
sunglasses.
sunglasses indoors is
Mhm.
cool, but you can't see their eyes, which is not ideal.
No, I like to look at people's eyes. I think that's a good thing. But we have discussed cool sunglasses indoors work. Like if these were heart sunglasses, I think it'd be a win. But regular sunglasses, not sure you get away with that.
Mm. Maybe they're just trying too hard.
They might be trying too hard, and for that reason, I think I had a positive interference, but I don't think
Yeah,
necessarily
I agree with
boring
that.
or worse. Now we've got buck teeth and glasses.
Mm.
One of my friends likes to use this emoji, and she says that every time she uses it, she types like the word nerds, then she can like click on the emoji. But this doesn't
Hmm.
come up when you type nerd because Apple thought that that'd be mean,
I think it's
and
accurate.
that makes me sad. This you should be able to type nerd and get this.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
I like
That
nerds.
to me, I feel like I feel like it's boring. I feel like the embodiment of what it's trying to represent is just not interesting.
Yeah, you're right. The with the spirit of the face is I'm a boring person, and
Yeah.
I think we can accept the spirit of the face.
Plus, you don't want to look at someone going like the whole night.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for them to have their teeth out. That's kind of creepy. And only two of them? Like, bruh. This next
Where
one is
you're in the
awesome. I think this is like such a fast S tier. The monocle is
yes.
definitely a win.
Oh my God! If there's someone with a monocle, top of S tier,
Yeah,
put it up there.
we're on the same page here. That's dope as hell. All right, now we got a lot of faces that are low for me.
Yeah, I think these
Any
ones are
any
pretty easy.
sad face is I'm coming home or it's a flop.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they're this sad, it's probably already a flop. Like that's a flop. It's not worse than those ones, but it's a flop. And like this face, this is probably more like a boring the sideways mouth.
Yeah. Go
And then
boring.
we got flop, and then we got flop, and then we got flop,
Big
then we got
flop.
yeah. And then we got surprised faces. Interesting, interesting. What is the
The
difference
third,
between these two?
that's a great question.
I
I don't
genuinely
think there
can't.
is any. They look
Let
the
me
same.
press a button. One sec. One sec.
Part of me feels like the eyes of the one on the left are fractionally smaller, but I also know that's probably just a head playing tricks on me.
Okay, I'm looking at them big. They're the same.
Those are exactly the same.
They're the same.
I think we should put them
So
in different categories.
we should put them in different categories to play consistent.
Hmm.
Um, I think on one hand, it's a flop because they're surprised that you told them all of your craziest secrets, and you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have told them that you met Indiana Jones in a dream, and he wasn't
One
wearing
of
a
them's a
clothes.
bad surprise, and one of them's a good surprise.
Yeah,
I actually
you're
did
right.
meet Jonathan Dream, and he was naked. True fact.
Interesting. So I think that's a flop to tell them something that they shouldn't know. But I think it's kind of cool, probably acceptable, to tell them a surprising thing that's just like interesting. Nothing wrong with being
Yeah, if
interesting.
they're happy, excited, I think that's
Hmm.
good. The next one is like bowling ball or coconut. Again, the mouth is the same as the eyes.
Yeah,
I
mouth
don't know
same as
why
the
there's eyes right.
eyes. I mean, we already know what happens with those. Those are
Positive interference.
positive interference, obviously. I remember that.
Easiest pick.
All right, but this next one, surprised, but now they have teeth. I think it's more likely to be good. I think it sits with the other one.
Yeah, yeah, go with it.
All right, this one, they're nervous, they're concerned. Nothing good is happening here. Only
I feel
bad,
like the
scary
next
things.
two are pretty much the same.
Ye- you mean the two with the same eyes?
No, the next one and then the first one of the two are
Interesting.
the
You think
same
these
eyes.
are similar? I'd agree that they're both bad. I don't know if they're similar for the same reasons, but they're both bad. I don't want
Yeah,
either. I think I'm coming home.
yeah. The first one you're sort of surprised or nervous. The second one you're more sad. They said something mean to you. That's
It's
no
really
good.
sad. They said something really you don't want to hear.
Yeah, like you showed up in a cowboy hat, which is obviously such a good sign, and then they shut you down for it.
You showed up and they were like, "Wow, your teeth are a little bit yellower in person." And
Mm.
you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't have to hear that. This next
Next
one,
one,
you're crying and smiling.
these are
This is
confused. I don't think those go together. That's not
this is like
possible.
the face that like a groom makes when he sees his bride walk down the aisle. And I can't see any scenario on a first date where that should happen.
I think that's the face a pigeon makes when you throw an onion ring around its neck.
And for that reason, and I'm coming home. A lot of bad ones here. Oh wow, the next bunch of them are flops. I think
Yeah, I
you
mean
offended
they're all
them.
just bad.
Yeah, you offended these people, and you shouldn't have done that, and you should feel remorse for that. And
I feel
now
like yeah, the
they're
next
also a
seven,
rainbow
all
person.
textbook in that order. Yeah, all just bad.
I'm gonna put
The
more of them
ghost
down
one is
there, but I'm gonna skip that one.
yeah, good. Yeah, so the ghost, what's going on? You're shocked, you're either incredibly shocked,
Yep.
or terrified.
Yeah, shocked or terrified. And shocked isn't inherently bad, but it's not inherently good. And a horrified is bad. You wouldn't want that on your first date. Man, we're gonna get to
No, that's
some
usually
crazy
not why
stuff.
people go on
I
dates.
didn't look all the way down.
I don't like the cats.
No, no, me
I like
neither.
the ones before the cats.
Yeah. um, I think I'm coming home. I don't really want to be with someone this shocked or horrified.
Yeah. It feels like such an extreme face. It should yield a more extreme result. I don't know that it does.
I do think this would be really easy to pepper spray. Eyes
Yeah.
wide, mouth open. You're
You're
getting
begging.
you're hitting your target, but I'm not sure you want that as your target, so I'm gonna just throw it. Coming home. We've got a yawn, and I think I'm going home. Or boring.
Yeah, I kind of want to put the ghost one or the shocked face one in a negative interference category.
Mm. I'm gonna veto that. I just think we have too many
Okay.
categories already. In fact, I might delete positive interference. We'll see. We'll see.
What?
I think this
That's
is
the best
boring.
one.
I think that's where we gotta throw it.
Yeah, Yana's definition of boring. I think the next one is too. It's trying too hard. It's not exciting.
It looks like someone who's really trying to focus on what you're saying and not succeeding. They're like trying so hard to be able to hear the words you're saying and process them, and by trying to do it, they're failing to do it instead of just doing it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Boring. They're
All right.
angry.
Angry, orange angry, and yellow angry. I didn't even know the yellow angry existed.
Orange angry is bad, and I think I'm using pepper spray.
Mm.
I'm scared. I think yellow's
Yeah,
the same.
yellow's just flop. And then the swearing one's got to be a super pepper spray.
Yeah, it's definitely a pepper spray. I don't necessarily have something wrong with swearing, but they're clearly enraged, and that's a
Yeah.
problem. Now the devil, still pepper spray.
There's something wrong. Yeah. Regardless of whether the angry one almost makes me more comfortable because it should be that. The first
Yeah,
one, they've done something wrong. They know they've done something wrong and they're happy about it.
yeah, I agree with you that this is a stronger face than this one. Now they're dead. Is pepper spray gonna work here?
Hmm.
I'm nervous. I feel like you gotta try.
Why? Why would you try?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to date a dead man.
What if it's just like Halloween or something and they've dressed up or they're in a punk rock band or they're a pirate.
Pirate?
Pirates are
How would that be a pirate?
I feel like the second one's a pirate
Okay,
flag.
okay. Yeah, pirates are cool. The second one is a pirate. I think I'd go acceptable. I'm not sure I'd want to marry a pirate, but I think I'd have a fun night.
I think
But
pirate goes positive interference for me.
no, I'm gonna delete that, so can't go there.
No, don't delete it.
um, Steve.
Steve?
Should we call Gabby and ask about Steve?
Oh my god, it's Steve. Steve is S tier.
Let's call Gabby. She won't pick up, but might as well try.
No, she won't.
Gabby, Gabby, calling Gabby.
You know she's gonna say S tier. S stands for Steve. That's what it's meant for.
We'll see what happens.
It was the Steve tier all along. Do, 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 do. No, don't delete it. Positive interference is the best category.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay, she didn't pick up. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. We knew that would happen. let's go to the skull and yeah, Steve is great. We had a skeleton in college named Steve, and we like him, and he wore fun jean shorts and a Hawaiian shirt, and so he's S tier.
Yeah, definitely S tier. Up
Poop.
there with a cowboy hat and a monocle. Poop is just bad.
Poop is bad. Flop. Probably worse than
Top.
death.
Yeah, I would be happier if I went on a first date and the person died than if I went on a first date and they just threw shit at me.
Yeah,
Probably.
I would probably also be more sad. Now, I don't know what this is, but I want to pepper spray it really badly.
Is it a Chinese dragon? No, it's just another devil face.
I think it's a devil, and this one's more horrifying, so I think I'm pepper spraying the shit out of it.
And it's hard to argue with those.
It's hard to even look at this face. I can't even tell what's happening. I'm gonna do the zoom in thing because I can't even see what this face is. Can you see what it is?
Which one? The first or second red one?
This red one. This one.
It looks more like a mask.
It does look like a mask. Why is its nose like that?
I don't know. Is it an angry Pinocchio?
It does look like an angry Pinocchio. And I wouldn't want to be with an angry Pinocchio.
No. Pepper spray.
Pepper spray.
I feel like that more than any of the other ones are pepper sprayable, aside from maybe the roofied one.
Yeah, that one's really bad. Probably worse than these two.
Ghost, I want to go A. Alien, I want to go S. I feel like those are just good signs.
Alien's definitely S. Super easy. No need to explain that. Ghost would be one fun night. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think they're both like above that.
Ghost is like Happy Goofy.
It's like Happy Goofy, but a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, you're black again.
I'm not sure what the next one is.
1 second. Gabby texted me back.
Kind of looks like the Discord symbol. Kind of looks like remote control. Kind of looks like those alien invaders. Is that what it's called? The old arcade game where you got the spaceship.
Yeah, it is a space invader. It is cool. I think it's acceptable.
I think if we had the positive interference category, that's where that goes.
I totally agree. I think you're right, but we don't have that right now, so.
Oh, I wonder where it went.
I think it's acceptable.
Okay. Then we have the robot.
You got the robot.
To me,
robots are pretty cool.
Yeah. Maybe that's similar to the alien invader. I feel like it reminds me of the Concord skit about the year 2000, distant future, where robots had taken over mankind. And for that, I think it should be A.
For mankind.
Being taken over by robots. That's the important.
It's not quite Quindle, but it's close.
No, it doesn't hold a torch to Quindle.
Pumpkin Man. This is interesting. This depends on if I knew I was going into the date with a pumpkin man or if I didn't know that it was a pumpkin man I was about to meet.
I feel like either way, it's interesting. It's acceptable. It's fun.
I'd be scared, but I might come home. I'm scared.
You'd have a great story to tell. You went on a date and someone showed up with a pumpkin.
You have to try hard enough to enjoy the story. I think you're right because the story would be so good. You gotta be engaged for it.
Yeah. Next, I want to put all of these in pepper spray. I don't like them.
I just want to let you know that shockingly, Gabby thinks Steve would be a C tier.
What?
First.
That is shocking. I thought you were being sarcastic.
And Gabby's wrong, but so we're gonna leave him there. But that's just crazy.
Okay, I mean, I disagree with her, but can we really say that she's wrong? I mean, you know Steve better than any of us.
She does know Steve so much better than us. Gabby, we have to respect your authority, and we're gonna
I want to
go
keep him in
home.
S. I feel like we should put him where she said.
Yeah, I mean, she knows a lot more. She does. She is
That's
the
true.
knowledgeable person in this, and so we have to respect that. And what were you saying about cats? You think they're all pepper spray?
I don't like them. Yeah, put them all in pepper spray. If someone
I
shows up and
totally
they look
agree.
like that,
I
then
don't
yeah.
want to be with cats. Cats are cringe.
Alrighty. I think this is a good list. I like that Monocle is topping the charts.
Yeah, I think our S tier is good. I think let's see, how would I change it? I like laughing up there. I like blue frisbee guy. I like upside down face too. An alien. I think it's a
Yeah.
good S tier.
I think the pepper spray, some of them feel a little bit out of place. Some of the first ones that we put there,
Yeah. The hug one especially.
like the hug one.
But I didn't get my headlamp, so that's staying. And the
Okay.
secret, I mean, yeah. We can move the secret up.
Nah, we can leave it.
Yeah. The secret could be real bad.
We
I
will.
like
I
our
do want to move.
flops.
I want to move the chimp and the Gila monster down into pepper spray. That says something is very wrong. Second and third ones in flop.
The what?
The chimp and the Gila monster. The
Yeah.
second and third ones in flop. They gotta go pepper spray.
These ones? Yeah.
Maybe.
Those are really bad, actually. I'm so down for pepper spray. I don't think we
Yeah,
had
those
that
ones.
category when we put those there. Yeah,
I think we made that category for them, and I just forgot to put them down.
You're probably right. I'm pretty happy with the rest of this.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, let's zoom out so we can get the screenshot. Is it visible now? Yep. Great. Well, thanks for coming on, Zach. This was a wonderful time. I had a great
Thanks for having me.
This is a good list. I'll probably edit this down, upload it as a YouTube video because I think it's funny.
Cool. Next time we go on a date, I'm gonna wear a monocle.
And I will accept you with open arms and open eyes and open noses.
Sounds like some positive interference.
Bye, Zach.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube.
I do.
I'm gonna like raid someone now. So, yeah, let's end the stream.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, great stream, everybody. Great stream, great stream. I had a good time. I hope y'all had a good time. We gotta raid somebody now. So let's find the raid button. It might just be me. I don't actually know how many people are watching, but I don't care. I'll find someone to raid, and I'll raid them myself. Let me get a good quality screenshot. All right. We're looking on Twitch. Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? I think we should raid some guy playing Hollow Knight who I like. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, so the raid message is good luck with the runs, heart. That's the raid message we're gonna say when we go into the stream of this person. So now I'm gonna click. I never know how to do this. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm gonna do my best. Raid channel. Raid this person. Start raid. All right, bye, y'all. Thanks for coming to the stream.